Hello, dear viewers. Thank you for being with me. Myself, Professor Mishramka Sunetra, Assistant Professor in Department of English, JAT, Arts, Science and Commerce College, Maligaon. I am here today to talk to you about Robert Burns' famous poem, Red, Red Rose. A Red, Red Rose is the poem composed by Scotland's national poet Robert Burns. Robert Burns was born on January 25th, 1759 at Allaway, Ayrshire, Scotland, and he died on July 21st, 1796 at Dumfries, Dumfriesshire. He was National Poet of Scotland. He wrote lyrics and songs in Scots and in English. The present poem was published in 1794. It is a love poem. Let's focus on the text. Oh, my loves, like a red, red rose that's newly sprung in June. Oh, my loves, like the melody that sweetly played in tune. As fair art thou, my bonny lass, so deep in love am I, and I will love thee still, my dear, till all the seas gang dry. Till all the seas gang dry, my dear, and the rocks melt with the sun, I will love thee still, my dear, while the sands of life shall run. And fare thee well, my only love, and fare thee well a while, and I will come again, my love, though it were 10,000 miles. Dear viewers, this poem is written in ballad form. The poem has ballad form means it is meant to be sung aloud. It is a love poem and the speaker has described his deep love for his beloved. He promises that his love will last long. His love is eternal love. It will last longer than human life. It will last longer even than the planet itself. In first stanza, the poet says, "Oh, my love is like a red, red rose that's newly sprung in June." Here, the speaker begins by using a simile to compare his beloved with a red rose flower. Now, here the spelling of love is L-U-V-E. This is unfamiliar spelling for Indian speakers, but it is just a part of Scottish dialect. The rose is the key symbol of the poem. We know that different colors of roses have different symbolic significance. For example, orange color represents life, energy, passion, excitement. Yellow color symbolizes friendship, joy, and gladness. White color stands for purity, innocence, humility, and peace. Pink color symbolizes admiration, joy, and gentleness. Lavender color symbolizes desire, whereas red color is associated with true love. And by comparing the beloved with red rose flower, the speaker wants to express his true love. This poem is a short love poem. Here, the speaker has expressed his deep love for his beloved, and he assures that his love for her will last longer than human life. In the first stanza, he has compared his love with fresh red rose. He has compared her with beautifully played melody also. In the next stanza, he promises that he will love her till all the seas of the world will dry and all the mountains will melt by the heat of the sun. Finally, the speaker bids her farewell. He is going on a long journey, but he assures that he will certainly return back to her by all means, however long the journey might be. Now, in the first stanza, he says, "Oh, my love is like a red rose that's newly sprung in June. Oh, my love is like the melody that's sweetly played in tune." Now, here in this stanza, the speaker tells his beloved how beautiful she is. She is like a fresh red rose. Red rose is symbol of love. It is a symbol of romance. It represents true love. Then the speaker compares her with nicely played melody. Here he has used two similes. The first, he compares her to a red rose, and in second, he compares her to sweet melody. Now here we find a sincere praise of the poet for his beloved's appearance and temperament. Now in second stanza, the speaker says, "As fair art thou, my bonny lass, so deep in love am I, and I will love thee still, my dear, till all the seas gang dry." In this stanza, he expresses how deep his love is. He will love her till all the seas go dry. In the last line of the stanza, he uses hyperbole. Hyperbole is a figure of speech that exaggerates. Seas going dry is hyperbole because it is impossible that seas will go dry. The speaker assures her about his infinite love. He assures about his never-ending love. Now, in the third stanza, the speaker says, in the third stanza, the poet says, "Till all the seas gang dry, my dear, and rocks melt with the sun, I will love thee still, my dear, while the sands of life shall run." Now in this stanza, the speaker says how much he loves her. He will continue to love her till the rocks melt by the heat of the sun. Here again, Robert Burns has used hyperbole because again he exaggerates that the speaker assures to his beloved that he will love her till all the rocks melt by the heat of the sun. It shows his eternal love for his beloved. He also says that his love will continue while the sands of life shall run. It means till the end of his life he will love her. In the fourth stanza, the speaker says, "And fare thee well, my only love, and fare thee well a while, and I will come again, my love, though it were 10,000 miles." In this last stanza, he says that although he has to leave her for a while, he will certainly return to her, even if he has to take a long journey. Now here he says that that long journey may be of 10,000 miles, he will return to her. It means, in other words, he promises his beloved how far he might go, he will return to her. In short, here we find that the lover describes his eternal love for his beloved. Here he describes his love from three dimensions: depth, length, and distance. This poem is a love poem, and Robert Burns has used literary devices. Literary devices are the tools that enable the writers to present their ideas, emotions, and feelings. These literary devices help the readers to understand the ideas, emotions, and feelings of the writer with more profound meanings. Here, Robert Burns has used these literary devices. He has used figures of speech. The first figure of speech that Burns has used is simile. Simile is used to compare an object or a person with something else to make the meaning more clear. In simile, the comparing words like or as are used. Simile is always based on comparison. Now in this poem, the poet has used two similes. The first simile is the first line of the poem, where he says, "My love is like a red, red rose." Here he compares his beloved with a red rose. In second simile, he says, "My love is like the melody." Here, he compares her with a sweet melody. The next literary device that Burns has used is symbolism. Symbolism is the use of symbols to represent ideas or qualities. Symbolism gives a symbolic meaning different from their literal meaning. Here, red rose is an example of it. Red rose stands for love and romance. Here, rose symbolizes the love between speaker and his beloved. Another literary device used by Burns is imagery. Imagery is a presentation of something that can be understood through five senses. The poet has used three visual imageries in the poem. He says, "My love is like a red, red rose." Then he says, "Rocks melt with the sun." And in another image, he says, "While the sands of life shall run." So, here we can visualize these pictures or these images before our eyes. Next literary device is alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of consonant sounds in same line. Here, the poet has used alliteration in the line, "Oh, my love is like a red, red rose." Here, "la" sound is repeated in the words love and like, and "ra" sound is repeated in red, red rose. Next literary device or figure of speech that he has used is hyperbole. Hyperbole is a device used to exaggerate something than it really is. Using hyperbole, the poet uses overstatement for giving emphasis on something, and hyperbole gives good effect. The main purpose is to give emphasis on something or to make a point. The poet has used hyperbole in two places. He says, "Till all seas gang dry." This is hyperbole because seas will never go dry. Then he says, "And rocks melt with the sun." Again, this is hyperbole because rocks will never melt. So, this poem is a very romantic and interesting poem. The speaker has expressed his passionate love for his beloved. The title indicates that speaker is totally in deep love with the girl. So, this poem is a love poem. Red rose is a symbol of love. Thank you.